scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just about my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy. That's hard to get over. I'm foreigner in the sport, but I'm fully devoted. I don't take it for granted that the door's been open. I knew I was different, I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken. Authentic like a 5950 and there's no cap. Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the They done baptized the bad guy. Still don't follow religion. The fabric's not average. The cotton's Egyptian. 500 for the shoes, come dirty, but the European. Less is more and less is the bank. Up the score, I pull up from trade. From the tray, I'm ballin' like Trey. Do what I can, I do what you can't. I wrote this 30,000 feet up. 10 toes, stay G'd up. I'm tryna get that type of wealth, like a house on the hills, can't see us. Say the money still me up. Stay humble, stay teed up. I don't tell you how to live, so don't hit me with no weak stuff. And if you know the deal, then you know the deal. If it's real, then you know.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. I'm a fan of the channel, so I booked a 2-hour session just to show support, just to show love and say what's up. He provided a wealth of information, way more than I was even expected. He has an excellent presentation. So I just wanted to let y'all know you will not be disappointed. Book the consultation, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Dre, man, I appreciate you. I will be out in Colombia, and I look forward to linking up with you. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
We can't have one movie night without the United States acting a dang fool. Can't have one movie night. We sitting up here enjoying The Last Dragon, house party, everything going smooth. Here y'all go in the United States, messing it up for everybody. Messing it up for everybody. We about to watch, just go straight to CNN, see what's going on. Y'all don't need to hear my mouth. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Aiken. Welcome, Bill. Welcome, Zero. And all these other guys that'll be coming in the next few minutes. Let's continue on and move me out of the way and see what the hell is going on in the United States since we've been watching our movies. Let's find out.
Been working this problem for years, has been quite high. So I don't know exactly what Iran's capabilities are. I know they are certainly far less than they were 9 days ago, but they still have them. And, you know, we have good missile defenses, and we've moved a lot of personnel, as we talked earlier.
We were having
but again, that's the go-to
night
for Iran. It's missiles, militias, and terrorism. And this is the Iran we've been dealing with for some time. But they have a big choice to make because the president was very clear. This can be it. Or we already have the targets picked for a more destructive response. Nubia. So this is that escalation ladder
Canada, and
that
the wonderful country
you're always on. It's something like this.
Canada.
And in military parlance,
Shout out to
sometimes
Don
talk about
in the
turns.
building.
One side takes a turn, another takes a turn. This is a big turn from the United States of America. Iran has to choose. Is it now going to make another turn? And if they do, I suspect the United States military is prepared with a fairly significant counter. But let's hope that can be contained and you don't start going up that ladder. And that's where this diplomacy we mentioned earlier in the night, Anderson, and I think it's borne out from what you and I discussed a couple hours ago. Immediate message was sent to Iran saying, this is about the nuclear facilities. This is it. It can end here. Or if you make the wrong choice, it won't. But that message is being repeated by regional partners who are in touch with the Iranians, I understand. And the objective is to counter and contain that escalation risk.
Brett, just one final question. The decision-making, Supreme Leader has oversight and sort of big picture. Given, I assume, his security requirements right now of trying to not get killed and probably making communication difficult, how long do you expect? I mean, who makes those decisions? And it's not like they can all go to the Situation Room and now just discuss it like they would at the White House. I assume this is more laborious now to communicate between the Supreme Leader and the various people in the Revolutionary Guard and elsewhere who are still alive. How long do you think it takes to make a decision?
Yeah, that's why I understand that the kind of a coordinated full spectrum response from Iran, I think
What is going on?
very unlikely. But they have planned for this too, so they probably have some immediate responses. But again, I'm going back to missiles. That probably the missiles are degraded, have already been hit. Their militias in Iraq might have broad freedom of maneuver now to take some shots at us. But you're absolutely right. I mean, this is what is so extraordinary. First, the president made clear, something Clarissa basically mentioned earlier, that the Supreme Leader is only alive because Donald Trump has chosen to keep him alive. That's something the president said a week ago. I bet that was a coordinated message. And they have eliminated the commander of the Iranian military, General Bagheri, the commander of their missile force, General Hajizadeh, the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, General Salami, the commander of the Quds Force, Esmail Ghani, and so on, and some of their deputies. So the whole structure has been removed over the last 9 days.
Yeah.
So the idea that Iran's going to meet
I'm sorry, Brett. I got Fred Playton on the phone from Tehran again. It's just hard to get communication, so I just want to jump into him. Fred, we heard from the president. I don't know if anybody in Iran heard from him. I don't know if that would be probably not carried on Iran state TV. What are you seeing? What are you hearing today, right now?
Yeah, first of all, it wasn't carried on Iran state TV, but the Iranians now coming out with condemnation. First of all, acknowledging that these strikes took place, Anderson. The Iranian Atomic Energy Agency came out and condemned this in the fullest, called it a savage attack. They also vowed to continue their nuclear program. That's sort of one of the big messages that they're trying to send. They call this against international law. They also accuse the International Atomic Energy Agency of being complicit in all of this. But the big key line from Iran's Atomic Energy Organization is they are vowing to continue Iranian atomic energy and their nuclear program as well. And we've also heard from several regional officials who have confirmed that attacks have taken place, that there were incursions, as they put it, into the airspaces over all three of those nuclear facilities, Fordo, Esfahan, and Natanz. Right now, of course, it's still the early morning hours. We have heard since the last time we spoke a couple of thuds around the Iranian capital, so it's unclear whether or not there might still be other airstrikes going on by the Israeli military and maybe the Iranians responding to that. Of course, over the past night, there has been a noted increase in air activity here over the Iranian capital. We've heard the air defenses and seen the air defenses, quite frankly, jump into action numerous times in the night hours. We've seen bursts from anti-aircraft guns in the skies as well. So it certainly did seem as though there was more going on about the Iranian capital. But of course, no one could have known that this mission ordered by President Trump was going to happen. The Iranians so far The government has not made a statement. It's just been the energy organization so far. But the governors, the local governors of the regions where these nuclear facilities are located, those governments there have put out statements confirming that that some sort of attack is taking place, obviously condemning those attacks, as well as the Iranians have said that there could be major consequences to that. The Iranians, of course, also saying, Anderson, I think it's a key point, that despite the fact that a lot of people from their military leadership had been taken out by the Israelis over the past couple of days, that the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps does have a propensity and a capability to renew their ranks. There were replacements were put in place very quickly. They say their military is functioning. They keep pointing to the fact that there are still a lot of missile attacks going on onto Israeli territory. They also say that the fact that it's fewer missile strikes that are going on by the Iranians is due to the fact that they're using higher quality missiles instead of larger quantity. But they certainly do say that those missile forces are still capable and that their military leadership is still very much intact, Anderson.
Hey, Fred, just the headline, who was it or what organization within Iran was saying that they will continue their nuclear program?
That was the Iranian Atomic Energy Organization that put out a statement calling this a savage attack, saying that it was against international law, saying or calling the International Atomic Energy Agency complicit in all this, and also vowing that this will not deter, as they put it, nuclear energy and the development of Iran's nuclear energy program in the future. Of course, the Iranians, and it's something we have to stress because they stress it all the time, they continue to say that their nuclear program is only for peaceful purposes. They believe that it is a right that they have, that no one can take from them. And they have been vowing to continue that nuclear program no matter what the United States does. So this is something, you know, we've been here on the ground over the past couple of days, and every single official that we've been speaking to says the same thing. Says this program will continue in some way, shape, or form. That they'll definitely pick up the pieces they believe is their right. And even when I speak to officials now, when I ask them, you know, the Trump administration says that Iran can't have nuclear enrichment. They continue to now even say that that is a red line for them, that enrichment will continue even if it's on a much lower level. Of course, we have to see what the reaction to these strikes is going to be, but the Iranians certainly saying that for them, the nuclear program is a red line. Enrichment is also something they say that they will continue to do in the future, Anderson.
This is true. And then we already looked at enough around the world.
What are their capabilities to do that? And also, where's the location of some of the nuclear material? Was it still in these facilities, or was it spread out around the country? We don't have answers to that. I understand we have some new photos from inside the Situation Room. If we can put those up, seeing these for the first time.
Your boy Trump sitting up there.
There you see Marco Rubio, you see President Trump.
Trump sitting up there with the Trump hat again.
Pete Hegseth there on the left. Vice President Vance.
Yeah, y'all
We're not sure at what stage of the operation these photos were taken.
Running it out there,
these now just being released by the White House.
South America. I don't have a dog in this fight, so I have no comment.
In Tel Aviv, dawn has come. No air raid sirens so far here in Tel Aviv. That's
I have no dog
news.
in this fight, so I'm not even
hearing from Fred
like
that the atomic organization is pledging to continue their program. That's probably not encouraging news to the White House or to anybody.
No, I mean, I think we have to be realistic that there will be some bluster and some braggadocio in the coming days, and we don't necessarily need to take it all literally, because some of that will be intended for domestic consumption within Iran. We've also heard, I should mention, from the Houthis, the militant group in Yemen.
No, you can't say
they've said, quote, that Trump must bear the consequences.
Social media anymore.
Again,
those days are done.
Not clear what those consequences would be, but we have seen them firing ballistic missiles.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general.
This is a good point. Y'all better start getting serious about y'all passports and start using stop
I
using
decided
passports
a long time ago that
only
I
for
would not
parties.
let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago.
Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities
No
with the
comment.
awesome and righteous might of the United States
Tonight, I'm kind of
will
like
change history. In Operation
Marshawn
Rising Lion,
Lynch doing
Israel
the
has
Super
done
Bowl.
truly amazing things.
I'm just here so I don't
But
get
in
fined.
tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do. History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons. His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace. President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel.
No true Aiken.
And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
Three Americans were killed about a year ago. We had to fight back. We had to strike back, and they declared a ceasefire. So it's,
Oh yeah,
it's
we had to cover this. They
missiles,
interrupt our movie night.
militias, and then their acts of terrorism and hostage taking. That's their go-to. And Barack said something right. There might be hardliners in the regime saying we should continue down that path. I suspect there's going to be other voices in Iran, particularly President Pezeshkian,
Anderson, the
who's a
great
more moderate guy,
as
saying,
well.
you know what, guys, maybe we have not been on the best strategic course here. So they're going to have a debate within their system, what's left of it right now, about how to proceed. But that was a very tough message from the president. Basically, this can end here. There can be peace or tragedy for Iran. That's what he said. And I suspect Iran will have to do something. But the kind of full-scale response that some might be predicting, I think it's going to be difficult for Iran to muster that. And what's so unprecedented here is that Israel controls the skies over Iran. So whatever Iran tries, we can counter significantly. It's
Let me ask you about that, because
message.
Have to worry about terrorism
the
traveling.
IDF said a couple of days ago they've eliminated half of the launchers for missiles.
Traveling?
I don't know if that's the ballistic missiles, the
If you don't
long-range
take that
missiles. I
traveling
don't know
part
if that
out,
includes
say
also
it
the
what it
shorter-range
really
missiles,
is,
which you're talking about,
what
which
you
is what
really
they
have
could
to worry
use
about
against
now?
U.S. forces in the
Traveling?
region. I guess my question is,
The last
those
thing you have to
shorter-range
worry about is
missiles,
while
are
you're
they
traveling.
easier to launch? Do they
Take the
require the
traveling
kind
part
of
out.
transportation, and
are
in some
going to
cases,
have
these longer
to,
range missiles or these ballistic missiles required,
without the
because
traveling part,
Israel has effectively
let's be
destroyed
real
the
about it.
trucks that carry missiles to the launchers.
Y'all just let in 11 million
These shorter
people in
range
the last
missiles,
2
is
years
that
into the United
something
States
that
illegally.
Israel controlling
Traveling?
the air can target and
You
continue
think
to
people
target?
gonna wait till traveling?
Yes, Anderson, and I suspect that's been going on the past 8 days.
Y'all keep on waiting.
You know, let me
for the people
let me
to
say something
respond
about this, and I want to
outside.
be careful because I was
No
involved in this
comment.
not long ago.
No comment.
But this war plan against Iran and the strike that was done
Say you
tonight
got to worry about
had
travel.
a number of elements to
I
it.
ain't got
One
to
of the
worry about
elements
them fools
was
when you travel.
you have to eliminate the air defense the best you can, and you want to eliminate missile capabilities to degrade Iran's ability to respond. I think Israel's been doing a lot of that work over the last 8 days. And I expect as we learn more, the level of coordination between the Israeli military and ours on targets and everything, as we've been working this problem for years, has been quite high. So I don't know exactly what Iran's capabilities are. I know they are certainly far less than they were 9 days ago, but they still have them. And, you know, we have good missile defenses, and we've moved a lot of personnel, as we talked earlier. But again, that's the go-to for Iran. It's missiles, militias, and terrorism. And this is the Iran we've been dealing with for some time. But they have a big choice to make because the president was very clear.
Give me a second, gentlemen.
Started carrying out its strikes in Iran because U.S. officials were seeing that that was a possibility. They wanted to start to draw down non-essential personnel from those missions. Now there is an even further drawdown of those personnel. It's not a complete drawdown, I'm told by sources familiar with this process. We have to watch and see what happens here, not just at the U.S. diplomatic missions, of course, in Iraq, which shares a border with Iran, but also in the U.S. diplomatic missions, the U.S. embassies in the entire region. And there's also many Americans who are in the region and obviously concerned tonight that this could turn into a wider conflict. We don't know if that will be the case, but we'll have to watch and see if the United States makes any moves to provide any evacuations for Americans who are in the region. We know that that effort is underway. When it comes to Americans who are in Israel, we don't know exactly how many Americans have left, but that was a process that actually started today, according to the ambassador there, Mike Huckabee.
And I thought it was significant, Kylie, and I'm anxious to get your thoughts, that in his speech, in his address to the nation, and as I said, indeed to the world, he was making it clear that the United States and Israel, the current government in Israel, the Trump administration, they are both on the same page. He was praising what Israel has been doing and promising to work closely together with Israel down the road. I thought that was significant. What was your reaction?
The only place y'all need to worry about.
It's very clear from President Trump's remarks tonight that this was lockstep. The United States working with Israel. We know that Israel was given a heads up before these strikes occurred tonight on Iran's nuclear sites, those 3 nuclear sites inside Iran. We know that after these strikes occurred, according to senior administration officials, President Trump spoke on the phone with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And we should note that it is a drastic shift in terms of the response that we saw from the administration.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago.
Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history. In Operation Rising Lion, Israel has done truly amazing things. But in tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do. History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons. His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace. President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
I am collecting data.
Three Americans were killed about a year ago. We had to fight back. We had to strike back, and they declared a ceasefire. So it's missiles, militias, and then their acts of terrorism and hostage taking. That's their go-to. And Barack said something right. There might be hardliners in the regime saying we should continue down that path. I suspect there's going to be other voices in Iran, particularly President Pezeshkian, who's a more moderate guy, saying, you know what, guys, maybe we have not been on the best strategic.
Let's head over to Fox News, see what Fox News is talking about. Let's see what Fox News is talking about.
I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I played in full the very latest from U.S. President Donald Trump, and behind him was J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth as he gave those remarks. A lot of unanswered questions this morning, as this is a very fluid situation. But we want to hear from you as we have experts joining us throughout these early morning hours. What questions do you have about the U.S. striking Iran? Let us know what those questions are. All you have to do is scan that QR code on your screen or go to livenowfox.com/connect. Click on that Ask Now tab, and there you can upload your questions. As we continue with this top story, we do want to bring into the conversation none other than Ken Gray. He's a terrorism and homeland security expert with the University of New Haven, also a distinguished lecturer. Ken, good morning to you. Always a pleasure having you join us here on the show. Thank you for joining us at a moment's notice for this breaking news.
Good morning, Janae. Glad to be with you.
Glad to have you. So, Ken, first, I would love for you to provide some perspective.
No
How
comment.
did we get to
I'm
this
just here
point?
so I don't
We
get
look
fined.
back years ago when October 7th happened, the latest with Israel and Hamas. It happened that tragic day at that music festival. We also have seen what's happened out in Lebanon with Hezbollah. We've seen what's happened with the Yemen Houthi rebels. But this entire time, Iran has been the backbone for all of these terroristic
I have
organizations,
no
people saying
comments.
it was a matter of time
I'm
before
just here so I don't
Iran
get fined.
reared its head in this conflict. Break it down for us, please.
Sure. You're
Solid man
absolutely
beyond the
right
basis in the
that
building.
the entire conflict that we've experienced here and that Israel has been experiencing has been at the direction of Iran. Iran has a network of proxies throughout the Middle East there. It runs the Hezbollah there in Lebanon. It was working with forces within Syria. It was supporting Hamas there in the Gaza
I'm
Strip,
just here so I don't get
and
fined.
it has been
No
supporting
comment.
the activities of the Houthis as far as their actions on controlling shipping throughout this area. And so Iran has been pulling the strings of the puppets throughout this region here, but rarely did it actually take action on its own. We did have a couple of times though when they took action. There were two different periods. One with the death of the
No comment.
head
I'm just
of
here so I don't get
Hezbollah.
fined.
Iran turned around and launched ballistic missile attacks on Israel directly, and then a second attack by
Don't put it on global. Put it in
Iran
South America,
on
not
Israel
North America.
directly.
No
But
comment. So I don't get
now
fined.
we're at a point
Don't put that on global.
where
Don't put that on
Israel
global.
has systematically
I'm in
handled
South
the
America.
proxies. Hamas
No comment.
really
So I don't get
is
fined.
now powerless within the Gaza Strip
Don't put that on
and
South
is
America.
unable to join in on this fight. Hezbollah, with the attack with the pager attack, has taken out so many of the Hezbollah forces there, and then taken out their leader, has made Hezbollah into a powerless group. They're not really able to do anything right now against Israel. Assad
No comment.
is no
I'm just
longer in
here so I don't
control
get
of
fined.
Syria. So Iran no longer has the ability to supply Hezbollah with weapons through Syria like they were before with the fall of Assad. And the Houthis have been being beaten up on because of their
I
attacks
thought about
on
that,
shipping
Jamal. However, no
on
comment.
several different occasions, reached an
Or I don't
agreement
get
with the
fined.
United States not to attack U.S. forces, but it still occasionally launches a ballistic missile towards Israel. And the Houthis really are not able to do much on their own at this point. So Iran now it finds itself directly
I'm
confronting
just here so I don't get fined.
Israel
No comment.
instead of having to work through its
I'm just here
proxies.
so I don't get fined.
Ken, thank you so much for that detailed
Absolutely,
breakdown,
Jake.
providing that perspective, explaining how we got to this point. So let's fast forward to today. Just hours ago, the commander in chief ordering U.S. military strikes on 3 major Iranian nuclear sites. This happening Saturday. And then right now, sirens going off in Tel Aviv, Israel for incoming missiles. We do know that Israel is an ally to the U.S. So if the U.S. does decide to do something, Israel could be retaliated against, but also vice versa, correct? Explain what happened today as President Donald Trump did order these strikes on 3 major Iranian nuclear sites. Throughout this entire conversation,
No
nuclear
comment.
energy, nuclear weapons has been at the forefront.
I'm just here so
Before
I
I
don't get
get
fined.
to what happened today, let me back up just a little
Shout out to you,
bit
October
in
Leaper.
that we are now into, I think, day 9 of the this exchange between Israel and Iran directly. And so Israel had gotten to the point where Iran was enriching nuclear material enriching uranium with their centrifuges and was believed to finally be within just a few days of further enrichment to have enough uranium to be able to make 9 nuclear weapons. And Israel finally reached that threshold point where they felt compelled that they had to act now. And so they put in effect the Operation Rising Lion. And with that operation, they started striking against Iran, but not only their nuclear weapons capability or nuclear enrichment capability, but also Israel was attacking their ballistic missile production capabilities. The Iran launching these waves of attack against Israel with ballistic missiles. The Israeli air defense system comprised of the Arrow 2, the Arrow, David Sling, and the Iron Dome was able to handle these barrages of ballistic missiles. About 10% were actually getting through that layered defense system. But if Iran were to increase their ballistic missile production, which is what they were attempting to do, this air defense system would not be able to handle an increased number of ballistic missiles coming in. So Israel finally felt that they had to move, and they had to move now. And so 9 days ago, they launched their attack of Operation Rising Lion to strike at both the uranium enrichment facilities and against the ballistic missile production facilities. With the nuclear production facilities, there were about 14 different sites that had to be taken out if you were going to take out their nuclear weapons production capability. And with those 14 different sites, there were 3 sites, or one site really, that absolutely could not be taken out with the Israeli capabilities, and that was Fordo. Fordo nuclear facility was an underground facility about 300 feet below the surface of the ground within a mountain. And Israel did not have the weapons capability. They did not have a platform that they could drop on it that would actually penetrate down that far and be able to destroy that facility. And so to be able to actually take out the entire nuclear weapons development capability of Iran, they needed to have the assistance of the United States, or they were going to have to find some other way to take that out, such as denying Iran the access to that area. The United States has a weapon, the GBU-57 mass ordnance penetrator, which is a weapon that has to be dropped from the B-2. And the United States sent 3 B-2s into the area here to drop ordnance, the GBU-57s, onto the Fordo nuclear facility to take that out. And it's believed that that was successful in taking out Fordo, the Fordo nuclear facility. The other 2 sites that the United States took out tonight was Isfahan and was Natanz. Natanz, like Fordo, had centrifuges and was involved in enriching uranium. And Isfahan was a centrifuge production facility. So they were making the centrifuges that were being used at these other 2 sites to enrich uranium.
Before you go any further, for those of you who are in the military, could you explain to the other guys what it means when they serve you lobster and steak in the military? Could you put that in the comment section? For those guys that aren't military and don't know what it is, I know what it is, but there are guys that don't know when they serve you lobster and steak that day or that week. What does that mean?
The other 2 facilities, Isfahan and Natanz, were not taken out by the B-2s. They were taken out by Tomahawk missiles launched from a submarine about 400 miles away. And so Tomahawk missiles came in, took out those 2 sites. The B-2s dropped the GBU-57s onto Ferdo, taking that out. And so the United States was able to complete the mission for Operation Rising Lion by allowing Israel to take out all 14 sites.
Well, Ken, as we are discussing nuclear capabilities, I did mention off the top of this interview that the viewers might have some questions for you. We are already getting some in. I want to transition the screen to show you our first question of the hour. It comes out of Arlington from the viewers named. It said, why does Iran want a nuclear weapon? This has been a question that viewers across the country, nationally, internationally, have been wanting to know, Ken.
So if you have a nuclear weapon, then you can use that as an ability to force people to reconsider any type of kinetic attacks on you. That is, look at the exchanges between Israel and Iran. If Iran had a nuclear weapon at this time, do you think that they would allow Israel to attack them without threatening to use that nuclear weapon on Israel? In fact, Iran has been saying that they were going to destroy Israel. They've been talking about destroying Israel ever since 1979. They've been talking about destroying Israel. Death to Israel, death to America. And so if they had a nuclear weapon, they would almost assuredly use it against Israel.
Don't come down here.
But in addition to the potential of using it against Israel, they also could use it as a defense against any type of activity against them, because they could always threaten to use that nuclear weapon. So, you know, there are only a few countries that are part of the nuclear weapons group. The President Trump has said repeatedly that that Iran should not be allowed to join this community of having nuclear weapons. And so he took action tonight to ensure that they would not be able to do so.
Ken, thank you for answering that question. And following what you just said, this is pretty much a good follow-up question. Riley out of Beaverton is asking early this morning, given the escalating tensions, what are the main strategic or political factors preventing Iran from launching a direct military invasion of Israel? Very interesting question. As we know, right here in the U.S., Congress has not minced words after the commander-in-chief made the decision to strike the Iranian nuclear facilities.
Right. Iran is some distance away from Israel, so they would not be able to do a land invasion against Israel without crossing through a number of different countries. Iran is a fortress country in that they have a mountain range to the west, mountain range to the north, a mountain range to the east. They find themselves sitting there on the Persian Gulf. And so in reality, while they have an army, they have a military, and also 2 deserts within Iran also. So they really have to rely upon their Air Force, which they have a limited air capability, their missiles. So they do have both ballistic missiles and drones, and they have a relatively small Navy. I think Israel has already taken some action against their naval forces. And so in reality, missiles really are their number one means of fighting. But they also have the IRGC is known for its ability to assist proxies to carry out attacks. So they had relied heavily upon their proxies. But as I went through earlier, most of their proxies are incapable of assisting them at this point. They also have a cyber attack capability. I'm really surprised that we have not seen more from their cyber attack capabilities. They have used it in the past for harassment purposes, but they have been relatively quiet on the cyber front in their actions against either Israel or the United States. that is something we will
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
potentially see here during the coming hours, is a potential attack by cyber. The other thing is IRGC is considered to be the pros as far as terrorism goes. And so the possibility of having asymmetric warfare, of having terrorist attacks against U.S. interests or Israeli interests around the world, such as embassies. The U.S. has a number of military assets staged throughout the Middle East. We have them in Bahrain. We have them in Qatar. We have them elsewhere there in the Middle East. And those forces could be subject to attack there locally. And we've had open borders here in the United States until recently, and IRGC sleeper cells could have been coming into the country. They've always believed, we've thought that they've had IRGC sleeper cells here in the United States that could be activated at a time of war with the United States. And we will see whether or not they actually activate those sleeper cells and they take action here on the ground. But it doesn't have to be inside the country. It could be against our assets outside the country. So U.S. embassies, American businesses, American tourists, those would all be subject to attack by sleeper cells anywhere in the world instead of right here at home. 9/11, though, when we had similar concerns that we were going to be attacked, everybody in the United States and the intelligence community thought the attack was going to be overseas because that's what we had had in the past. 9/11 showed that that the attack could come here within the country. Same thing now is that IRGC sleeper cells could attack us here in the country here instead of against our resources overseas.
Yeah, well, Ken, speaking of areas that are prone to attack, I want to share this with you. This live feed just now coming in, I did mention that happening right now, sirens in Tel Aviv, Israel are going off for incoming missiles. If you don't mind, Ken, I'm going to pot up the audio so we can listen into what's going on. I am learning this is central Israel, Tel Aviv, Israel. Israeli police and rescue teams are at this site that they say was just hit in an Iranian missile attack. Let's listen in together.
No comment. I'm just here so I don't get found.
All right, so Ken, we can hear and see a lot of chaos there on the ground as this Iranian missile attack just happened in Tel Aviv. We see Israeli police there, rescue teams, neighboring residents trying to figure out what's going on. This does raise that issue that you just mentioned. Obviously, Israel in close proximity to Iran. If the U.S. does something, Israel will pay. But also, we've seen how conflict with Israel will resort in the U.S. paying. We saw that in real time with those Gaza war protests right here on U.S. college campuses and universities. Many of the viewers wanting to know, does the U.S. need to be on high alert because of the strikes that did happen against Iran from the U.S.? What is your response as a Homeland Security expert and terrorism expert?
Absolutely. So that's my biggest concern, is that of a terrorist attack here in the United States by sleeper cells. And we've been concerned about the fact that sleeper cells supposedly have been here in the United States for years, for decades. And so they may get activated, and with all the
I can't come here.
Traffic across our southwest border into the United States, with us having no knowledge of who these people were coming into the country, it's quite possible that some of the people that came into the country illegally could be members of IRGC sleeper cell to wait to carry out actions. I'd like to point out that with the activity we see on the screen right now, is that
I'm just here so I don't
The
get fined.
Iranians had been 9 days ago
I'm just here so I
launching
don't get fined.
waves of missiles
My
that were
competitors of the sweet
50
land of
to 100
liberty.
missiles at a
Oh
time,
no!
and that
I've
only
been telling you
10% were getting through
years. I
to the
told you, let's
ground.
come on
Well,
through.
during this
Come on,
attack,
come to
there's
Southeast
very
Asia,
few
South
missiles
Africa,
that were
South
launched
America.
on this,
6
and that's
years.
because Israel
Southeast
has
Asia,
been launching, has
South
been hitting
Africa,
their ballistic
South
missile
America,
launching capabilities. They've been
Southern
taking
Europe.
out launchers, and while
6 years.
Iran still has
Oh
plenty
no!
of missiles, what they don't
Keep
have
that
is plenty
same
of ballistic
motherfucking
missile
energy.
launchers.
Keep that
And
same
consequently,
energy.
they can't launch the barrage that they had at the beginning
Yeah,
of this
y'all thought the
conflict
passports was
with
them good
Israel
for getting your
because
freak on.
Israel has taken out their
Y'all just want to
launchers.
come to
So
Colombia for the
it's
freak
not a
off.
matter of how many missiles
Oh
they
no!
have,
Keep
it's
that
how many
same energy.
ballistic
Let me pop
missile
another
launchers
cold
they
one.
have at this
Let me
point.
pop another cold one. Yeah, keep that same.
Ken Gray,
little
thank you
freak
so
off
much for joining us at a moment's
with my
notice for this
Dominican.
breaking news. Your perspective and expertise
with my
definitely
Dominican
appreciated as we saw the sights
top
and heard the sounds. Also,
Presidente.
you eloquently answered those viewer
Keep that
questions. We
same
appreciate you. I
energy.
know we'll be checking in with you probably later on today and in the coming days. I hope you have a great rest of your evening
Don't
Thank
worry.
and morning, because
Sing some
we know
Andy
it is
songs.
1:27 in the morning. Thank you so much, Ken.
Tomorrow.
I'm Jeanne Francine. We are going to step aside for a brief 2-minute commercial break, but don't go anywhere. More breaking news to dissect. We do continue to get your viewer questions in real time. We will get those answered with an expert right after the break.
Yeah, y'all don't want to. Go ahead. Anything about? Come on, let's go ahead and head over to.
They would say, well, look, we've thought through these operations. We're not dependent on the U.S. There's things we can do. They never really went into details. There was an operation that they conducted against a facility in Syria in the not too distant past, using commandos. A very different kind of operation.
Come on,
but there was some suggestion that they did have some capabilities, but certainly they did not have these kind of munitions, which the U.S. is the only power that has that, and also the only planes that could actually carry bombs that are 30,000 pounds, and also multiple ones that we now understand have been used. So certainly there's a lot of relief, I think, by people here that the United States, that President Trump made this decision. Remains to be seen what the follow-on actions are going to be by Iran. But this regime, and I think here it's widely acknowledged, this regime in Iran is weakened in a way that none of us, well, if you've been reporting on this region for a long, long time, none of us have seen for a very, very long time.
Ronan.
The proxy forces that they do have access to
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
are greatly weakened. And again, remains to be seen how much power they can project and where they choose to strike, if that's what they choose to do.
And President Trump, as we all heard,
y'all
minced
at
no
me.
words at all.
6
He
years
called
y'all been
it
laughing
a
at me.
spectacular military
Like I didn't know what I was
success
talking
for the
about.
U.S. in this struggle against Iran's nuclear program. Anderson, we'll stay in very close touch with you. Thanks again for your excellent reporting. We appreciate it very, very much. I want to go right now to CNN's security correspondent, Kylie Atwood, who's in Washington for us. Kylie, update our viewers what you're hearing.
Well, listen, one significant thing that we have learned tonight is that the United States made sure that Iran knew after these strikes through back-channel communications that this was a contained strike against Iran's nuclear facilities, and there were no further strikes that were planned. That's significant because what it demonstrates is that the administration really does not want Iran to retaliate here. They want them to come back to the table diplomatically. We heard from President Trump in his remarks saying that for Iran, this is going to be peace or tragedy. But he also went on to say that there are many targets left. So holding on to the possibility that there could be further U.S. strikes against Iran if they don't come back to the table to continue those diplomatic discussions that had halted because they had not had any success and led to what we are now seeing, this military conflict between the U.S. and Iran, and between Iran and Israel. One thing I do want to note, Wolf, is that as we are speaking, there is a drawdown of U.S. diplomatic personnel at the U.S. diplomatic missions in Iraq, in Baghdad and in Erbil. This is something that actually started to happen 10 days ago, even before Israel started carrying out its strikes in Iran, because U.S. officials were seeing that that was a possibility. They wanted to start to draw down non-essential personnel from those missions. Now there is an even further drawdown of those personnel. It's not a complete drawdown, I'm told by sources familiar with this process. We have to watch and see what happens here, not just at the U.S. diplomatic missions, of course, in Iraq, which shares a border with Iran, but also in the U.S. diplomatic missions, the U.S. embassies in the entire region. And there's also many Americans who are in the region and obviously concerned tonight that this could turn into a wider conflict. We don't know if that will be the case, but we'll have to watch and see if the United States makes any moves to provide any evacuations for Americans who are in the region. We know that that effort is underway when it comes to Americans who are in Israel. We don't know exactly how many Americans have left, but that was a process that actually started today, according to the ambassador there, Mike Huckabee.
And I thought it was significant, Kylie, and I'm anxious to get your thoughts, that in his speech, in his address to the nation, and as I said, indeed to the world, he was making it clear that the United States and Israel, the current government in Israel, the Trump administration, they are both on the same page. He was praising what Israel has been doing and promising to work closely together with Israel down the road. I thought that was significant. What was your reaction?
It's very clear from President Trump's remarks tonight that this was lockstep, the United States working with Israel. We know that Israel was given a heads up before these strikes occurred tonight on Iran's nuclear sites, those 3 nuclear sites inside Iran. We know that after these strikes occurred, according to senior administration officials, President Trump spoke on the phone with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And we should note that it is a drastic shift in terms of the response that we saw from the administration.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left.
We heard this part of the speech. Hey, you ain't lying. I'm gonna tell you something for real. Why you kidding? I clairvoyant it is. I had set my expiration date to leave the United States November in 2019. October 2019, true story. I told my boy a story. Let me bring Ronan back up real quick. I told my boy a story. And I said, he said, you leaving next month, right? This October. I said, no, I'm gonna stay around to maybe January, May, make another 10,000. You know, I'm gonna put another 10,000 to the side. He said, don't you got enough money? I'm like, yeah, but I'll put another 10,000. If I'm here till March, I'll probably put another 15, 20 to the side. He looked me in my eyes, my coworker, my boy, shout out to Petey from Chicago. Petey said, dude, you don't get your ass out this goddamn country and stop playing. Look me straight in my face like I owed him this. Like he was like, if you ain't just doing this for you doing this for us, bruh. Get out this country. I was like, all right, bruh. October 29th, I was already got everything set. So I ended my job right around October 29th. November 26th, I leave the United States, right? True story, right? November 26th, 2019. If I had stayed until what I wanted, March 2020, what happened in March 2020? We talked about this the other day. What was taking place March and 2 years later, 2020, 2021, and much of 2022? If I had stayed just for the money, I'd have been stuck in that mother for 2 years. 2 years. So when this brother say clairvoyant, something in his spirit told him, you know what? This is where you need to go, bruh. This is the timing when you need to go. I know opportunity to take care of this and take care of that for Ronan could have been there just like it was for me. But this brother sat back and said, yeah, about that. About that. I'm out. I could have stayed for the extra 15,000. A lot of dudes would have said, I'm gonna stay for the extra 15,000. Yeah, about that. We've been telling y'all stop using y'all passports for pleasure for quite a while. It's good to use your passport for pleasure, but not only for pleasure. FAFO administration. You guys don't realize you are in the FAFO administration, and I'm not joking, for the next 4 years. It ain't even been 6 months yet, has it? It ain't even been 6 months yet. It ain't even July 6th since January 6th. It ain't even July 6th since January 6th. You are in the middle. You think this is a game. You think let me go ahead and stay and get this extra money, dog. I'm going to go ahead and do da. For you guys that got family responsibility, I got you. I understand. Those of you that got financial responsibilities, you got some things to tie up. I got you. I understand. I got you. But those of you that don't have family responsibilities and you don't really need to be there to make money, all you retirees, all you tech guys that are going to be graduating Theo's classes soon, all you guys that are already in tech, all you guys that are making money through your real estate endeavors, your investment endeavors, crypto endeavors, meaning that you don't need to physically be there to make money. You gonna keep on bullshitting around and thinking that you only need to use your passport for pleasure. And when the herd of passport owners run to that elevator, I'm gonna tell you this. Not everybody can get on the elevator. When that herd of people with passports start running toward that elevator, most people can't get on that elevator, can they? Then what makes you think once the herd start running to that elevator with a blue passport that your ass gonna be able to get on the elevator? So Taylor Made Dreams said this in 2017. Stop playing games with your passport. He said it again, 2018. Stop playing games with your passport. We said it in 2019 before I even came down. Stop playing games with your passport. Soon as 2020 came, March, pandemic hit. We've been constantly telling y'all why y'all use your passport for pleasure. You need to use your passport for protection. I'm going to go back to the video, but why y'all using y'all passports for only pleasure? You need to start being a grown man with your passport and start using it also for protection. Your plan B. We like when the ladies take a plan B. Gentlemen, your passport is your plan B. Like the one brother said, he needs residency. I don't care what country I go to. I don't need to use my passport really for Colombia to get in and out. Not really. That's it. I got Colombian residency. I ain't got to fill out no more visas. I'm done with the visa life. Next year, I'll have my citizenship. We ain't got no type of facilities. We ain't got no warmongering over here. When the last time you saw somebody in South America get into a fight? Uruguay? Paraguay? Venezuela and Colombia just do talking. Suriname? French Guyana? Guyana? Oh, it's got to be Brazil. No, not Brazil. Chile? Oh, it's got to be Argentina. Ain't nothing. Ecuador? Man, ain't nothing popping off in South America. Y'all just keep coming down here for the women. I'm telling y'all, it's cool to use your passport for pleasure, but it's time for us men to grow up and start using our passports also as a protective mechanism. Start talking to our families, start getting our kids passports for Christmases and their birthdays, dads. Your son had 10 birthdays since you had your passport, and that boy ain't got no passport at all. But you got your passport, and that boy that had 10 birthdays, and you ain't never got him a passport for his birthday or for daughter-son day or for Christmas as one of his Christmas gifts. Never. But you'd have had your passport for 10 years, and that boy or that girl ain't got a passport at all. Y'all gonna keep a. This is and I'm gonna end it with this. We're gonna go back to the video. This is literally the FAFO administration. This administration for the next 3.5 years, you gonna fuck around and find out. FAFO is not gonna stop. Not for this 4 years. Y'all gonna keep fucking around. And you gonna keep finding out. This man is on a non-stop move. Non-stop move to let everybody know. Fuck around, find out. They finding out in LA. Y'all finding out at the grocery store. You're finding out with the tariffs. The immigrants are finding out. Who ain't fucked around and found out in these 6 months already? It's just been 6 months. You got 3.5 more years. Go ahead. Hang out around there you want to. Keep on using your passport for pleasure. Keep $16 billion in the last couple of years on pay-for-play in Colombia alone. Keep on spending another $16 billion. Colombia cool with that. If you think Colombia gonna stop y'all from coming down here and buying coochie, $16 billion? $16 billion. Come spend another $16 billion. They don't care. They do not care down here. You can buy all the coochie you want. Y'all done spend $16 billion on bitches. Not a house, not a second apartment, not some furniture down here. Not I don't care if you got a hut. I don't care if you bought a finca. I don't care what you spent $16 billion motherfucking dollars and ain't got nothing to show for it but some orgasms that you done had throughout the years. You think Colombia gonna tell y'all to stop coming down because y'all ain't got no sense to use your passport for protection and only pleasure? Come on down, bro. Come bring your ass down. Because you know what? You're gonna use it for pleasure and you're gonna take your happy ass back home. And Colombians know it. You ain't staying here. You ain't staying here. It's only like 2,000-3,000 of us here from America and from UK, from the West. There's only a couple thousand of us down here, guys. If you ever wonder how many of us are down here, it is not that many. I put it at 3,000 at the most nationwide. It is not a lot of us expats down here, but it's a lot of us come down here using our passports for pleasure. You go to the Philippines, use it only for pleasure. You go to Thailand, use it only for pleasure. You go to South America, Southeast Asia, throughout Southeast Asia, use it only for pleasure. You go to South Africa, to Kenya, to Guyana, to all the way to Northern Africa, to Egypt, Morocco. You go all the way to Southeast Europe, Southern Europe. You go take your butt to Spain. You party in Barcelona. You're in Portugal, enjoying yourself in Lisbon. You're in Italy, smashing all the Italian chicks you want. But when it's time to use your money, and you use your money and use your passport for protection, I don't see nobody. So when Ronan said this, you better believe I can relate to it. That's why I just opened up my mouth. Y'all notice I've been saying all night, I'm just here. I'm keeping my mouth shut. But I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. When God keeps trying to press you and press you to get out of a situation before it happens, when it comes to your passport, you better start listening. This administration is the around and find out administration. It is dedicated to nothing else. I'm going to say this again. It is dedicated to nothing else. White people going FAFO. Black people, all y'all that's thinking because y'all don't march, ain't nothing going to happen to y'all. That's how stupid black people are in the United States. We ain't going to be marching with the immigrants. We ain't going to be marching with the Latin. We going to let them handle their own problems. We ain't going to do nothing with the tariffs. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Do you Negroes know that you are of the same nationality, of the same country as the same people that you're talking about that you don't want to help? You Negroes going to F around and find out. This administration ain't got no cut. None. All y'all Republicans that think, yeah, put my hat on. They don't give up about you. All you Democrats that's trying to get everybody to run back, they don't, bruh. This administration only got one thing on their mind. FAFO. That's it. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out. This go round, this one, we gonna see who the real passport bros are and who been faking. I promise you that one. Let's put it like that. This go around, we gonna find out who are the real dudes that are using their passports to build a new life, and all y'all that still use your passport for pleasure. This administration is gonna be sink or swim. So you better start realizing that you sinking, or your ass better learn how to swim. Because this man is telling y'all, I am not a game. The first go round in 2016, I thought I knew something, but I was a new politician. I didn't know nothing. I was brand new to the political game. I didn't know how much power I really had. This go round, that man knows all the power he has. Y'all gonna keep on around y'all gonna find out through y'all grocery store prices, your gas prices, your medical prices. I don't want to hear, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't want to hear none of y'all with passports bitch for the next 4 years. And I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. All you dudes that got passports, and you know that this administration is dedicated to FAFO, I don't want to hear you bitch about nothing. Nothing. Don't give me no excuse. I don't want to hear you bitch about the prices. I don't want to hear you bitch about this, that. That's why when we were doing the movies and y'all were talking about America did this, that, and that. What did I say in the movies? You guys that were here watching the movie with us a couple hours ago, what did I say? We ain't stopping our movie. Our Saturday night movies don't stop because y'all going through some ish. See, we over here in South America, because y'all going through some issues. We ain't about to stop our movie. Oh, America's doing this and that. Oh, my. No. If I was in America, we would stop the movie. But since I'm not in America, we ain't stopping what we doing. Y'all FAFO. We ain't FAFO over here. Southeast Asia ain't FAFO. South America ain't FAF. South Africa ain't FAFO. Europe ain't FAFO. Y'all FAFO for the next 4 years. So I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. If you got a passport, I don't give a damn what you got to say. Ain't nobody gonna stop their life because y'all going through what y'all going through over there. Nobody. I mean that. We ain't even stopping a movie. We finished watching our movie. We were watching The Last Dragon and we were watching House Party, having a good time, enjoying beers with nobody bothering nobody. Y'all came over here talking about, look what America doing. And what did I say? You might as well move them comments because we're not about to stop our movie because y'all over there finding out, fucking around and finding out. Don't think everybody gonna stop the show for y'all. No. If we on a live stream and there's something going on between y'all and another country, that ain't got ish to do with us. Not us. That's you. Suck it up. Be a man. You told us we was crazy for moving to other countries. You told us we didn't know what we was talking about. Red, white, and blue. Do it. Keep that same motherfucking energy that you had before the night. Keep that same red, white, and blue underwear energy. Don't change. I love my country like y'all love y'all country. But don't be coming on this channel trying to interrupt what we got going on because yo is raggedy. Because you elected FAFO. You elected FAFO. We over here, we didn't. We ain't FAFO over here. We ain't had no FAFO situations over here. And I mean that one. Seriously. That FAFO, that's all y'all's. Don't expect me to feel sorry for y'all. Nope. What for? Dude, I've been telling y'all to get out that bullshit for 6 years. How much more longer am I supposed to say it then? Taylor Made Dreams gone. He off of YouTube. He told you for 9 years, get the hell out there. Y'all ain't listen to him. He gone. Ain't no more Taylor Made Dreams videos. Our day is coming. Dude, we got 3 more years to tell y'all to get the fuck up out of there. Then we gone. And you ain't got nobody else that's going to give you the details like we've been giving you. Who? Ace? Ace going to show you how to have a good time. Check and Effect going to show you how to have a good time. Flyboy Way will show you how to have a good time. Ain't nobody going to show you step by step how to move to another spot. Even Austin tells you, come on down, but ain't telling you how to come on down. And shout out to all my brothers I just mentioned. I'm not hating on them. But what I'm saying is, once we go, we're going to be that channel. I promise you this. When it comes to information, you might not miss me. You might not miss Andrea. But you're going to damn sure miss all the interviews and the information that we've been sharing for the last, when we hit 10-year mark, and on that day, April 9th, 10 years, and we done, you're going to miss all the up-to-date information that we give you on how to get the out of a country where you FAFO. Bet that. You might not even like me, can't stand me, won't even miss me, but I bet you missed that information. Bet that. That I do know. Because ain't nobody else giving us information as men. Everybody else talking and doing comments and doing reactions, but ain't nobody giving us information on how to do this, how to do that, how to get into tech with Theo, how to get into the Black Manosphere Conclave, how to get off into get your visa, get off into medical. Ain't nobody else telling us shit. It's cool. But I guarantee you this, and like I said, I'm going to end it with this exact same thing. Y'all got 3.5 years of nothing else. And I mean nothing else. Nothing else is going to take place there. Nothing else. Don't guess it. Don't assume it. Don't expect something other. It's only going to be one thing. This man showed you in 6 months what's going to happen for the next 3.5 years. You are living in FAFO. Fuck around and find out for the next 3.5 years. So call us crazy if you want to. Call my man Ronan crazy. Call us crazy. And all the other brothers and sisters that have left, call us crazy and irresponsible and da-da-da-da. Whatever you got to say it. Get on off your chest. Get it off your chest. It's kind of funny. By the time this FAFO administration ends, we'll be at the 10-year mark. And we out. It'll be the last broadcast. Promise you that one. So just in case you guys wonder when we done, 10-year mark. That we out. We done. We're done. We'll have our Patreon up and doing lives from Patreon. But other than that, we done. Can't beat a dead horse. Can't wake up a dead horse. I mean that one. That's serious, Ronan. That's serious, man. I'm proud of you, brother, on that one. You listened. Shout out to my man D-May in the building with the $1.99, $2 sticker. And my man Devin in the building as well. Shout out to you gentlemen being here with the $10. He said, I just literally touched down. He said, BKK at midnight. He said, I have activated my my bug out luggage and got ghost. I ain't mad at you, bro. I am not mad at you, man. This dude been telling. One thing I say about Trump, man, this dude is not playing and he is not lying. All that little sugarcoating that we want to do with Trump, man, this dude is serious. You know what? This the funny part. Hey, Devin, in 2000, it had to be like 2013. This is my prediction. I didn't even have my passport then. I said during the Obama administration, I said white people are so pissed that the country elected back to back a black man. They are going to find the most destructive, antichrist, racist monster that they can find to be president. I said that in 2015. I said, black people, y'all think this is a joke? Y'all think it's funny? Obama president, 8 years, ain't nothing really get done. I said, wait until white people get a hold of the election next time. And I never forgot that. And I didn't even have my passport yet. I never forgot. I said, because white people gonna retaliate at the box office. Not the box office, but at the ballot box. Where nobody could judge them, where nobody could try to convince them otherwise. And like Cat Williams said, white people were standing in line ready to vote as if they had a secret. I was not surprised that that man won in 2016. Y'all were surprised. I wasn't. I knew they was looking for the whitest of the white. They were looking for the return of Reagan. The whitest of the white that didn't care nothing about nothing but whiteness. If you wasn't white male, Reagan didn't care nothing about you. I'm going to say this again. If you were not anybody that was raised in the Reagan administration, if you were not rich, white, male, Reagan didn't give a damn about you. You had to be actually in the Reagan administration, those 8 years, you had to not just be white. You didn't just have to be rich. You just didn't have to be male. You had to be rich, white, male. If you hit those criteria, man, Reagan rolled out the red carpet for you. If you want to understand when the unions got destroyed, Reagan administration did that. You want to realize when taxes for the rich were at 40% and dropped down under 30% during the Reagan administration. When they created trickle-down theory, meaning giving as much money to corporations, the rich, as possible, and it would trickle down to the poor. It never happened, did it? White people were so pissed that you niggas voted a nigger into president twice. You niggers voted a nigger into president twice. They wasn't looking for Reagan. They was looking for things. They were looking for a president that was closest to the Antichrist as possible without being the Antichrist. That's who they've been electing these last terms, 2016, 2000. I told y'all before, white people will let that mother burn to the ground before they work with y'all. Y'all think y'all passports are only for pleasure. They will let, and I love white people. If anybody loves some white folks and Latin folks and black folks and everybody, it's me. I ain't one of them haters out there. I pick it against injustice. I don't pick it against a race. I don't have my picket sign and my bullhorn because of a race. I pick it because of injustice. If it ain't fair, it just ain't fair, and I'm picking it. But I'm gonna tell you something now. This new breed of white people, they will burn that motherfucker to the ground like Nero burned Rome to the ground. Was that not a white man? Did not that white man during that era burn his own city to the motherfucking ground? What makes you think that the demons that's roaming around in Rome are not roaming around today? And will let that they do not care. Stop thinking that white people care about the United States as much as y'all do. They will burn that motherfucker to the ground, dog. I've been saying that for years. They will burn it to the ground. White people do not care. They care more about the fact that they got this white supremacy thing and this mental thing that's been set up. And y'all thinking that we that got passports and moving are just stupid, or like we did it for pleasure, or like we did it to have some fun, or we just, we ain't partying like y'all. When we left our country, we left the country that we love, which is the United States. We left because we saw what was coming down the line. F-A-F-O. F-A-F-O. Fuck around for the next 3 years. Find out. Keep on bullshitting around. I left because I didn't need to make I wanted the extra money. I didn't need the extra money to get the fuck out. Some of y'all got all this. Once I make another 300,000, knowing that you don't need another 300,000. In none of these countries we've been talking about for 6 years, your ass don't need another 300,000. It's all right. Don't make you 300,000. No, stay there. Fuck a Uruguay, fuck a Paraguay, fuck a Argentina, fuck Colombia, fuck Southeast Asia, fuck South Africa, fuck Kenya, fuck Uganda, fuck all those really nice countries, or Angola that you can go to. Fuck them countries. Fuck them. Fuck moving to Spain. Fuck moving to Portugal. Fuck moving to Greece. Fuck moving to Italy. Fuck moving to Germany. Fuck it. Seriously, fuck it. Stay where you are. Make your 300,000. But when FAFO continues, don't say shit. You guys are right now, you are equal to passport bros that come to Colombia in Medellin, get drugged, and blame Medellin. You knew she wasn't shit. I knew she wasn't shit. You knew she drugged dudes. I knew she drugged dudes. And you brought her to your Airbnb anyway, and all hell broke loose. You dudes that laugh at us leaving, you are equivalent to the dude that assume that he ain't gonna get got. Keep your ass there for the next 3.5 years. We don't care. We done. We serious. I'm so serious. Everything I just say, I'm so fucking serious. So serious. Go ahead. Enjoy yourself. FAFO. Get a t-shirt that says FAFO. My president is FAFO. My administration is FAFO. My Senate is FAFO. My military is FAFO. My police is FAFO. My medical system is FAFO. The food in my country is FAFO. Go ahead. Everything. Go get a t-shirt that put all that, the gas prices, FAFO. Have a good motherfucking time. Mardi Gras your ass fucking off. Because I'm tired of being number one with a number one target on our backs as a country. We never think about that. We never think about we're number one. Okay. Do you know in all endeavors, when you are number one, that puts a target on you from these ignorant motherfuckers? Okay. Do not the New York Yankees always have a target on their back? Why? Because they always win the damn World Series every time you turn around, right? Right? Since I was a kid. What about Belichick in the Patriots? Did they not have a target on their back? Why? Because they kept winning Super Bowls. Kansas City. Tiger Woods. Serena and Venus. Name one industry. What? Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Name one industry that if you're the best of the best, you ain't got a target. And them fools out there trying to get you. If them fools out there trying to get you in sports and in business, what makes you think that FAFO ain't gonna happen in these next 4 years? We got to be careful, gentlemen. It's cool to use your passport for pleasure, but you need to use your passport as priority and as protection also. I'm going to say that again, and this is my last line. It's cool to use your passport for pleasure, but now you are in an FAFO administration. You need to start using it as a priority and as a tool of protection. Some of you guys got money. There is no, I was going to end. Some of you brothers have money. There is no way you should, if my first apartment in Colombia, all utilities included, only thing I needed was furniture. $325 a month. You telling me you can't afford an extra $325? I don't care if your ass about to leave in 3 years. I got mine like a year and a half before I left. I'm gonna say that again. I got my apartment a year and a fucking half before I even left the United States. You telling me your ass, who had more money than I had, you got a pension, you retired, you tell me that your ass can't afford an extra $320 a month just in case some shit pop off, but you got you a nice little spot waiting for you in Brazil. You tell me you can't afford an extra $325 a month just in case some shit pop off and you got you a nice little spot waiting for you in the Philippines. Your ass might go to that spot maybe twice in that year and a half, but it's there just in case. You tell me you can't afford an extra $325, all utilities included, everything in there. And you can't afford just in case in an administration of fuck around and find out. $325 a month is nothing but 2 dates in the States. And I'm talking about first dates. You do realize if you take a chick out maybe two to three times in the United States, first dates, first 2 to 3 dates, that's your fucking rent in South America, Southeast Asia. You do realize that, right? All you got to do is start fucking in the States. You can afford a whole spot in another country. You might go there one motherfucking time in a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. Let's say 3 years. You got this spot for 3 years and you only been there one time. I don't give a fuck, because if some shit pop off, I got me a home base in Thailand that's been sitting there for 3 years. See, y'all want to wait until you get ready to move and have a spot. Shit, not Andre. I came to our spot. Kid you not. I probably came here 4 times in that time period that I was paying rent here. 4. I wouldn't have gave a damn if I came only 1. I was gonna pay rent every month. What, $325? What the fuck? But y'all keep on laughing at me. I got you. Keep on laughing at Ronan. I got you. Keep the hilarity going. We don't know what we're talking about. We don't know what we're talking about. You living in the. I am not saying a. You are literally living in the FAFO administration. And you laughing at us for leaving or have left. You call us traitors. You call us, those passport bros don't know what they're. You got to stick your head in the sand and lie to you about what tomorrow going to look like. I don't. Yeah, oh yeah. Tomorrow morning, you got to lie to you about what tomorrow going to be like. And then guess what? You the one that got to lie to you about what next week going to look like. You got to lie to you about what next month going to look like. And you got to lie to you about what next year going to look like in the FAFO administration. You got to lie to you. My days of lying to me are done. Ronan's days, done. Other brothers' days, done. All the guys and ladies of all different races and genders that you never see on camera that have not been there, done. We done. We ain't got to sit up and lie about what our tomorrow gonna look like. We already know. The only time we got to worry about some ish is something come from outer space. We ain't got no beef with nobody in South America, South Africa. The worst Southeast Asia got to worry about is China, but they can negotiate they thing going on between Philippines, Thailand, and Africa. They can negotiate theirs. Ain't nobody beefing with Spain, Portugal, Southern Europe. Ain't nobody beefing with Spain, Portugal. Ain't nobody beefing with Italy, Greece. Ain't none of them people got to wake up tomorrow morning and tell themselves a barefaced lie. But guess who got to do that tomorrow? Guess who got to lie to themselves next week? Guess who got to lie for the rest of the year? So while y'all laughing at us, this whole time we've been warning y'all, here's to you. Like I keep saying, I hope this I told y'all during the election, I hope this social experiment for the next 4 years work out for you. I hope this social scientific experiment for you works out. I hope you, at the end of the next 3.5, y'all laughing at me. I hope y'all can say, Andre, I told you so. We're living so good. I pray that you guys will, that our country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, everything works out for you. Because if it don't, you gonna fuck around and you gonna find out. Let's go back to the video. Let's go. Let's even go back to let's go back to Fox.
God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So you just heard in full the very latest from President
Shout out
Donald
to man
Trump
Sean
that
in the
coming
building.
on the heels
Let's
of
get
his
those kids
decision
passports.
to order U.S. military strikes on 3 major Iranian nuclear sites on Saturday. And again, he did share, and I want to share this content note with you again. There will be a Pentagon briefing later this morning, slated for 8 a.m. Eastern time. Again, U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Air Force General. They will both hold a briefing at the Pentagon as it relates to this breaking news alert. Now, following those statements from President Donald Trump, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he gave remarks. I want to transition to take you across international waters and give you a live look out in the Middle East. You can see Jerusalem and also Tel Aviv, Israel.
Looks like
Here
all
on
the
this
channels are
Sunday morning
repeating
on
over
your
and over
screen,
again the same
Israeli
thing.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying that he stands in solidarity with the U.S. along with many of the Israeli people. Take a listen to his full remarks.
Congratulations, President
Thank you
Trump.
very much, Will.
Your bold decision
I'll
to
take
target
that. I
Iran's nuclear
appreciate the
facilities
60,000 are here.
with the awesome and
I
righteous might of the
appreciate that
United
there's
States
60,000 of us.
will
That
change
doesn't even
history.
seem like it.
In Operation
Really?
Rising Lion, Israel has done truly amazing things. But in tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do. History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons. His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace. President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength.
Thing over and over again.
President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith. Congratulations.
All right, so that was the very latest from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He did give those remarks following President Donald Trump speaking alongside J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth, which we did play out for you in full, giving you another live look out in the Middle East. And then we do know that Netanyahu just stated, quote, Trump's bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities will change history. So we are following the very latest from all sides of this conflict. As we do know, with this U.S. decision, a lot of eyes are on Iran, wondering what will happen next. Well, we actually have an answer to that question that many of you all have. I want to transition to give you a different angle of the Middle East, this taking you out to Tel Aviv, Israel, here at 2:20 on the East Coast. And you can see Iranian missiles early this Sunday morning did strike this area. We heard from officials who say at least 5 people were taken to the hospital. They also say that officials are out there combing through the rubble to see if maybe there's anyone underneath. I want to play some of the brief remarks from officials as all of this unfolded.
Okay, can you please tell me what's happening here this morning? As you can see behind me, we're in the center of Israel, central division of Israel. A missile fire hit right inside of the building complex behind me. We've already transported around 5 injured, still treating here wounded around us. Thankfully, nothing that severe, but minutes after the blast was heard, we've already made our way on scene, and we're keep on treating. Even though we tell people, stay inside, listen to home front command, we have to make sure we can get out as fast as possible, so sadly we can't do that. Can you tell me all around the country how many patients you do still know? I still don't know. As you can see, we're here live on the ground, boots on the ground. I don't know what's happening around us yet. What is your full name, please? Ori Lazarovich. אנחנו נמצאים כרגע במרכז הארץ, באתר שנפילה.
So, could you give me first
Good point,
your
John.
name and position?
The name is Erez Geller. The position is Regional Director, Carmel Region of Magen David Adom.
So can you give a quick update on what happened and what do we know so far?
Yes. What we have over here is a rocket attack on Haifa City. Our ambulances and intensive care unit rushed to the
Good
scene.
point, Sean.
We
Marcus
discovered
Garvey,
over
absolutely
here
correct.
4 minor wounded and 2 people with anxiety reaction. That's it. Our EMTs and paramedics rushed them to the hospital within 10 minutes. And thank God, that's everything for now. One of my volunteers lives over here in the building behind us. He was minor wounded. He left everything, gave first aid, and only after the event, he went to the hospital to check himself.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything is okay. Thank you. Keep safe.
Iranians
I caught that,
launched
Sean.
a large-scale ballistic missile attack against Israel following those American strikes overnight that targeted Iran's nuclear facilities. We've heard massive explosions amid interceptions overhead. Initially, we were reporting outside. We've taken some cover here as this attack continues. So far, it's been in 2 waves targeting Tel Aviv. 2 sets of sirens sounded, and some really, really large interceptions that are shaking the entire building that we are in. There are no reports yet of impacts, but it's very early. We have to wait and see what extra information that we can gather. But again, the latest information that I have right now, Iran has launched another large ballistic missile attack against Israel. Sirens are sounding across this country from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv. There are currently millions of people in bomb shelters taking cover as this fire continues from Iran. There are also reports of sirens sounding in neighboring Jordan as these missiles fly overhead. We'll keep you posted as we get more information. The Iranians have just launched a large-scale ballistic missile attack against.
All right, so I wanted to play out those latest remarks from all sides there in Israel. You heard from Fox News foreign correspondent Trey Yingst there, and then you heard from officials on the ground as well. All 3 of those gentlemen there in Israel as this breaking news unfolded. Again, happening now, Iranian missiles, they did strike Tel Aviv, Israel, central Israel. This coming on the heels of President Donald Trump ordering U.S. military strikes on 3 major Iranian nuclear sites Saturday. These Iranian missile strikes in Tel Aviv happening early this Sunday. So a lot to dissect on this Sunday morning, and we will continue to do so. I'm Jeanne Francine. We're going to step away for another 2-minute commercial break. But before we do, we want to hear from you on this Sunday. We, of course, have asked you to send in your questions. And as we have experts, we've been asking those questions in real time. But we also want to conduct a poll. Maybe you don't want to release your name and your question, so we'll allow you to vote anonymously. We're saying, was this a good idea? President Donald Trump ordering U.S. strikes in Iran. Was that a good idea? Let us know what you think. Scan that QR code on your screen or go to livenowfox.com/
Put in the comment section. Put a 1 if it was a good idea. Put a 2 if you're kind of like questioning. Put a 3 for yes, it was a good idea. Once again, put a 1 if you think that no, it was not a good idea. Put a 2 if you kind of like, oh, I'm not sure. Put a 3 if you're positive. You're like, yes, it needed to be done.
Connect. You have two choices. Yes, it was a great idea for the U.S. and the Middle East, or no, it was not a good idea for the U.S. and the Middle East. Let us know what you think by scanning that QR code, as you mentioned, to vote, or go to livenowfox.com/connect. Click on the Vote Now tab, and there you will see in real time your vote tabulated. And as I mentioned it, you can see votes coming in real time this Sunday morning. As we go to break, you might see the numbers change on your screen. We'll continue to update those on this Sunday. We'll also have response from lawmakers when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Just 2 quick minutes of a commercial break.
Okay, we got Sean said, I'm not sure. We got 1 that said, nope, not a good idea. We use our money for us. Other guys said 2, not sure. Not sure. I'm not sure either. And I'm not sure. I don't know all the details. And I'll tell you why, guys, why I'm not sure. Because I'm not there. I have to acknowledge that since I'm not there, I don't put my 2 cents into it because I don't have all the details. All presidents do. Yep. So I'm not surprised. Yeah. So no 3s are permanent, but many of us are just like either no or I'm not sure right now. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I think that's how they should have worded it. They should have worded it where it was a 2, where people that aren't sure. I mean, we're all just minding our business. And you wake up in the morning and find out, hey, what's going on? I know they're saying that they will be right back, but I know that it's getting late where you guys are, and I don't want to. True, that's true. That's a good point. I don't want to interrupt what you guys got going on, so I'm going to finish my brew, and I am going to get some sleep. Let you guys get some sleep because I know that it's 2:30 in the morning where many of you guys are on the East, and I know some of you West Coasters, it's not as late. It's like just 11:30 where you are, but I don't want to keep you guys late. But I knew we wanted to get together in regards to this particular topic, and it's very important. I don't say anything out of I know, right? Oh, it's 11:30. Yeah, it's 11:30 in AZ. He said, I'm at work, so he said, you ain't interrupting ish here. I'm good. Appreciate you, Dre, for being here. Shout out to your third shifters, man. I was a third shift dude, so I got much love for third shifters. Shout out to you guys. He says 1:30 a.m. Central. That's where we are, Central. And I want to say this, man. I don't say anything that I say on this channel flippantly, whether I'm incorrect or correct. And I love when you guys correct me in regards to stats and information. But at the end of the day, we all we got, man. We are a small pool. We are a very small pool of people that travel, people that got their passports, people that are considering relocation, people that are vacationing in other countries. We're a very small pool. And so that's what I'm working on right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's where I am right now. And a lot of guys are AWS, GCP, AI engineering. But at the end of the day, guys, we can't get caught off guards. Do not get caught off guard with all this. Go for your AI classes, your AI courses, your technical skills. Get those up. If you're a person that you're retired and that in a few years that you can go ahead and go, or if you're a father and you just got a few more years to raise your kids, start making the preparations. Because I'm telling you, man, the one thing that would hurt me, I'm gonna tell you something, I mean this. The one thing that would hurt me, other than family, that to know that you guys that got passports got locked into a country that you should have gotten out of. When they locked down the United States and told y'all couldn't fly out, y'all could nobody fly in, could nobody fly out, I felt sad for y'all dudes, man. I did. I felt sad for y'all. And 6 million of our own people died during that COVID. 6 million U.S. citizens. Let me make sure of that stat. May have been more, may have been less. How many people died during the pandemic? Let me see. Actually, I could just use my phone. What am I doing? Just use my phone. Go directly to DeepSeek. How many U.S. citizens died during the time of the pandemic in 2020 plus the COVID pandemic? DeepSeek goes a little deeper than ChatGPT, so it takes a few more seconds. Yep, 1.1 million. So before I make a quote, it must have been how many people died globally during the COVID pandemic? It might have been globally. 6 million globally. So I don't want to put 6 million on our own country. But you guys were right with the 1.2. Yeah, it was 1.2. Yeah. It's with Udemy courses, especially if you buy them on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. That's when they put them on sale. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Like if you buy them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's the high price. But I promise you, any Udemy courses, some of you guys that know about Udemy from Theo's classes, all of them drop down during the time period of, wow, I didn't even know that. Did you know 5 million to 7 million people died in India? United States was 1.3. Ronan hit that one. Russia was 1 million. Brazil was 1 million people. Indonesia was 1 million people. So the World Health Organization said 14.9, almost 15 million people died during the pandemic. Wow. Between 2020 and 2021. Almost 15 million people, and Indonesia had the most. United States runner-up. I mean, India had the most with 5 to 7 million people. That's crazy. And they said it could have been more, but only 36% of the world's countries had reliable death registrations to register that people died. So only 36% of the world even had registers. You say China fudged their numbers. They lost like 400 million. Hey, yeah, that's way too high. 400 million people? Yeah, they definitely had to fudge their numbers. Oh, this is my Richie Mack t-shirt. Shout out to Richie Mack. This t-shirt says, "Save yourself, Bachman." That's my Richie Mack. Save yourself, Bachman. I got this from Richie Mack when I was at the Black Manosphere Conclave last year. Save yourself, Bachman. You see the brother running with his passport. Save yourself, Bachman. Shout out to Richie Mack. We saw Richie Mack today in House Party. This the other part. Richie Mack had more lines in House Party than he did in Hollywood Shuffle. He had quite a few lines in Hollywood Shuffle. He had a lot more lines in House Party. I didn't realize how much Richie Mack was literally in a House Party until we watched it tonight. Shout out to our brother Richie Mack. He said Italy took a huge hit too. I wouldn't doubt that, man. Just go around the world, man. All of us felt it really bad. Really bad. He said China fudged the numbers to the World Health. They no longer have a billion population established. He's estimated around 350 to 400 million died. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. So that will put them at number 1 on the list. That will put them at number 1. But my point was, man, I was looking at y'all, man. Everybody locked in the house, right? Flights locked down in the States. Y'all can't fly nowhere. Y'all steady walking around like ain't nothing going on. I'm looking like, so y'all ain't gonna at least put a mask on? Damn the mask. I was like, oh, what, America? Damn the mask. We ain't wearing no mask. I was like, oh, okay. All right. No comment. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Let me let you gentlemen go. We're going to enjoy the outro because I don't want to be too late with you guys. Like I said, let you guys enjoy the outro. Next week movie on Rumble will be Penitentiary and Crush Groove. Next week's movie is Penitentiary. If you've never seen Penitentiary, Penitentiary 1, Penitentiary 2 is about boxing in the penitentiary, boxing in the penitentiary. And then we're going to watch Crush Grooving, Body Moving with the Beastie Boys, Fat Boys, Sheila E., Run DMC. We're going to have a good time. Blair Underwood. We're going to really have a good time enjoying some Crush Groove. One of my favorite movies that I got a chance to see at the theaters. So if you are not a part of Rumble, man, you miss it out. We had a good time tonight with The Last Dragon and also watching, what's the other movie we watched? Last Dragon, and we watched House Party with Kid and Play. What? Yes, sir. I haven't seen Crush Groove in years either, so I already got it on locked. I got both movies already set up for us, ready for us. So we're going to enjoy some Crush Groove, and we're going to enjoy some Penitentiary. Some of you guys have never seen Penitentiary. And some of us, that's an old head movie. That's an old head movie, black movie. That's old school. Yeah. Oh, we finished Black. Yeah. Oh, Zero. We finished it. We came over. Hey, Zero, I put the link in. I created a new stream, put the link in. It was like 25 of us that came over, and we finished The Last Dragon. Yeah, we got done with the last. We got plans for Breaking and A Beat Street. Already got plans for Breaking and Big Street. Yes, sir. Shout out to Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, we finished it too. Show enough in the building. Who's the baddest? Who's the prettiest? Show enough. You the one, show enough. He said, gonna have to dust off my shell toes. Yes, sir. Those Adidas. Walking on 25th Street. Funky fresh and yes, cold on my feet with no shoestrings in them. I did not win them. I blowed them out the aisle with the black lead denims. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to all you New Yorkers. Shout out to all you New Yorkers and East Coasters. Yes, sir. He said I was stuck in a model into the link and it couldn't click on. Oh man. Yeah, we finished it, man. Yep. We finished like the last, because we had like 20, 25 minutes left of the movie. And we ended up finishing off The Last Dragon. And that was my fault. Wi-Fi issues happened. But yeah, we're going to have a good time. We're going to shout out to my man Black Lex in the building. He said, but it's all good. Next week. So guys, if you guys aren't part of the Rumble, I'm letting you guys know. Let me actually click the link to the Rumble and share it with you guys. No use to talking about it. I'm going to click the link to the Rumble so you guys can actually join our Rumble channel, and you're going to get the alerts, because we don't do the alerts on YouTube anymore, because YouTube does not like when you go on your stream and you suggest another stream. I'm going to say this again. The reason why we stopped coming on YouTube for like the first 20 minutes and then we say, hey, we're going to head over to Rumble. The reason why, YouTube doesn't like that. I got a notification saying we don't like that. So in order to keep YouTube from tripping, we no longer go live on YouTube first. We just go live on Rumble first whenever we're doing whenever we're over there. So every Saturday night at 8 o'clock, 8:30, you guys already know where to be. You already know where to be. And it's absolutely free unless you guys want to send a cash app or something. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, we have a great time. I've gone through this is my last beer, my 6-pack. I had my Subway sandwiches. I had my bag of chips. I got to work off all this in the gym for the next week. But at the end of the day, we have a good time here on Saturdays over on Rumble. He said, at least we told you. Yes, sir. Yep. So next week, see you guys for Crush Groove and see you guys for Penitentiary 1. Oh, that's going to be a good one. You guys have never seen Penitentiary. That is a classic. And I mean classic black movie. Classic black movie, dude. Shout out to Penitentiary. All right, guys, I'm up out of here. Let me get these outros for us, gentlemen. Let me get these outros for us. We'll go with a classical one.
This ain't a Beamer, this a big dance. Chrome heart got me kissing on his best friend. Put in work, baby, you could be my best man. Sending cash to my account, he investing. Dark shades on when I'm off the Migos. He's tryna cuff me like a in a Rico. Moving through this like GTA with a cheat code. He claimed that he love me, but before not a freak. I just wanna dance all night. Can't nobody do it just like I. Boy, you got just what I like. Come on, baby, let's kiss, don't fight. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like. Ooh, damn, tell the DJ turn the beat up. Got a white boy who be singing like a Beatle. Claim she getting bread, but I heard she doing keto. I don't do drugs, I'ma smoke a little weed up. I can chase a man for no paper. Just think it's sweet, I'ma show him now or later. I be getting money on the wake up. He a broke boy, tell that dude get his cake up. Only with dope boys, they the ones who spinning paper, get your weight up. Total send an Addy and a stay up. Niggas out here mad, told them assalamu alaikum. Who that 5'5", she don't even need no makeup. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like.
Det var första gången vi möttes. Våra blickar bara möttes. Kommer du ihåg det igen? Kommer du ihåg det igen? Du vill ha icy little fingers. Då du vet det chalas. All in, ingen broms, schackmatt på din vänster hand. Du är så viktig baby. Ja, du är allians. Du är försiktig baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby. Ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Du är mitt liv baby. Aldrig titta på någon annan. Varför du med annan? Kom var med mig baby. Aldrig lita på någon annan. Finns ingen annan jag vill ha min chakarinna. Låta oss save ingen sinna. Jag kommer alltid ride with you. 100 gubbar klart jag die for you. Du är så viktig baby. Ja du är allians. Du är försiktig baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby. Ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Du är mitt liv baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Du är mitt liv baby. Visa mig vart du finns. Du kommer väl till min city? Nej, jag vet att det finns. Kom det är bra lives and all nights, yeah. Jag vet inte om ni kör det. Skön social, smart good lady. Jag tvivlar det. Visa mig vart du finns, yeah.